right, I'm back in the building. I told y'all I was going to be back. I told y'all girl was going to be back. Y'all didn't believe me. Y'all know y'all didn't believe me. I know y'all didn't. I'm joking, y'all. I know my people believe me. I know my family over here, at the Daniloveely channel believe me. I was like, she said she was gonna be back. We know she gonna be back or whatever, right? Okay, y'all. So today, look, for our conspiracy theory day, it's because it's Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. For our conspiracy theory day, we gonna get into our boy Jim Carrey, y'all. They said we need to go check on our boy Jim Carrey, y'all. They out here trying to find out. They didn't called everybody in the city, all around the world, gathered up the folks and said we need to go find the real Jim Carrey. Okay, this video is by The Truth Is. Yeah, if I say the channel, it's because I be remembering it, y'all. I don't be always remembering like the channels names or whatever. Like when I be up here and I get the yapping and all that, y'all know how I be, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, like I said, the original video always in the description anyways. But anyways, yeah, we got another video from him, y'all, and it's about what happened to Jim Carrey. Apparently, people don't believe this is the real Jim Carrey. Now, y'all remember, it was like a little while back, not too long ago, kind of. Jim Carrey came out here. What award was it? I don't know. Jim Carrey came out here, y'all, with a new face. Yeah. Jim Carrey, we you know what I'm saying? We like, is this his stunt double? Is this like, what is it? We don't know what we looking at because this is not Jim Carrey. So let's go ahead and find out, because like I said, we trying to find out what happened to our boy Jim. He's one of those like beloved, great actors that a lot of people know, and we just trying to see something. That's all. We just trying to see something. Real quick before we hop into the video, don't forget y'all know we up here with each other, chilling on our own calendar, Monday through Friday. And for specific uploads, check that in the description below, okay? Because y'all know we be getting into a little bit of everything over here, a little bit of everywhere. Our interest is all over the place, yeah. So check that in the description below, along with the link to the original video if you want to go watch it and y'all just don't want to hear me yap. And that's okay. I'm not offended. Let's go ahead and hop into the video.
Jim Carrey just set the internet ablaze, showing up to the 2026 Caesar Awards in Paris looking completely unrecognizable. Look at the hair, look at the jawline, and even the eye color. The change is so drastic that the comment sections are already convinced the real Jim Carrey is gone. They're saying he was swapped out for a copy after speaking out against the industry, disposed of and replaced by a vessel that looks and acts nothing like the man we knew. But is this what's really going on?
Y'all, they say that this little supposed Jim Carrey was even acting. It was Jim carrying it up just a little too much. Like this Jim Carrey was giving try too hard. They said that's what really was giving it up to outside of the obvious, like, different appearance.
Or is there a much darker explanation for this? What I've discovered suggests that while the body might be the same, the man inside has undergone a deep mythical transformation that is literally rewriting his biology. Today, we're revealing the truth behind Jim Carrey's transformation, and by the end of this, you will never see him the same way again.
They're all characters that I played, including Jim Carrey, including Joe Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character because I thought I was just building something that people would like, but it was a character.
There's no meaning to any of this, so I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist.
Because there is no me, no self. Jim Carrey is gone.
But he looked like it's the same eye color right here. Am I tripping? Like, it looked like the same eye color.
Actually never existed.
Because I ain't gonna lie, when people was first talking about it, when it all first went down, I was just like, Jim, he getting old. So he clearly went to the plastic surgeon and was like, you know what I'm saying? I need you to do your best to make me look like young Jim again. But I know it's a risk because people be going and doing that, and then the plastic surgeon be having them coming out just looking crazy. And it's like, just accept it, just get old, just embrace it. Because it's not only women, you know what I'm saying, that fear, getting old and, change. Because as they say, beauty fades, right? You want to look young, youthful, your looks and all of that, you want to have it like that. It's like waking up one day and you like, hold on, who is this? You know, so I can imagine like, you know what I'm saying, people be, you know what I'm saying, they not feeling that or whatever, right? So my point that I'm making is, though, it's not only women who go through that. Men definitely go through that too. Now, I don't think, by far, I think women, we have more of an issue with that than men do, in my opinion. I don't think that men really struggle with that aging process and that change that's gonna come with it, you know, as far as your looks, you know, the outward appearance or whatever. That, you know, I don't think men, you know, go through that, you know what I'm saying, as much as women do, you know.
Know that now?
For the last decade, we've watched Jim Carrey spiral
I don't
into
think
what
they,
many
my bad, take it as hard. That's what I'm trying to say, y'all. I don't think they really let it bother them like that, like we do as women.
called madness, showing up to red carpets claiming Jim Carrey didn't exist, making strange hand gestures on Kimmel while jokingly suggesting everyone in Hollywood belongs to a secret club. Most people saw this as Carrey being wild or eccentric, but a huge part of the internet saw something else. They saw a man turning his back on the industry and
Look at Jimmy Kimmel. Like, ain't that his name? He trying to sit back there in the background and smile like he don't know what's going on. Boy, sit down, because you know what he doing. Like you don't know what's up.
exposing its secrets. But let's be real, if Carrey was truly exposing anything, would he still be the face of a billion-dollar franchise like Sonic the Hedgehog? Hollywood doesn't reward exposure with leading roles. They reward it with a permanent blackball. The truth is actually much stranger. In
A
reality,
blackball, or they all of a sudden found.
Carrey isn't exposing the industry, he's revealing his own deep involvement in its most hidden practices. Those unusual behaviors everyone has witnessed, they weren't a rebellious movement. They were a part of the physical transformation we saw in Paris. And I'm not just talking about plastic surgery or fillers. I'm talking about a secret esoteric practice that Jim Carrey himself admitted to practicing. I want to warn you, some of this stuff is going to sound unbelievable. That's why I suggest you stick around to the very end and hear the full story before you flat out reject it. There is no way you can deny that Jim Carrey has gone through a complete facial transformation. If we compare his current face to just a few years back, the inconsistencies are jarring. First, the bone
It's just plastic surgery. Y'all know that plastic surgery be having them people looking puffed up like puffer fish. I don't know.
structure. His cheekbones appear much higher and wider, creating that puffy or pillowy effect that was nowhere to be seen in 2024. His jawline, once rugged and chiseled, now looks feminized. The transition from his ear to his chin is smoother, less aggressive, and almost porcelain. Then we have to talk about his eyes. Carrey has famously dark, prominent brown eyes, but in the 2026 Paris footage, they appear light hazel, gray, or even green under the stage light.
Show me a side by
Combine that
side
with
of the
his
eyes.
shoulder-length jet black
In the
hair
same
and
lighting.
his sudden ability to deliver a 14-minute speech in fluent French, and you have a man that claims to be Jim Carrey, but physically is
Fluent French.
unrecognizable.
See, I ain't watching these. I don't be watching awards and stuff. He gave a speech in dang, I can't talk shit. I can't talk fluent English right now. He gave a speech in fluent French.
The skeptics will say it's just Botox and fillers. They'll just say he just bought new contacts and a bottle of hair dye. This wasn't random nonsense. It was actually a clue to decoding all of this. To understand what's really happening, we have to go back to when his death actually started, and the secret esoteric practice Jim admitted he was deeply involved in. Jim Carrey has openly admitted to being deep into the esoteric side of Gnosticism. Now, many people hear him talk about Jesus and assume he's following modern religion.
You made the decision to walk through the gate of forgiveness, to grace, just as Christ did on the cross. He suffered terribly, and he was broken by it.
But they're wrong. Carrey is into an ancient esoteric form of Christianity that goes back centuries. The core of this belief is that a human can become a transcendental perfected being through a process called the Great Work. And Jim didn't just study this, he admitted to practicing the most secretive part of it, the sacred secretion. In a rare interview, Jim describes a monthly psychological process where a seed, an internal oil called the chrism, is released from the brain and travels
about
down the
this.
spine. The goal of this is to save this energy through voluntary abstinence and specific tantra techniques. If you don't waste this power, it returns to the pineal gland, decalcifying the third eye and literally recharging the biological body.
About alchemical sexual alchemy. Do you know that do you know that the story of Jesus, how it's been altered in certain ways? I mean, yes, there's a guy, yes, there was teachings, all that stuff, but there's 33 vertebrae in your spine. There's 33 years in the life of Jesus. Okay, there is a substance or liquid or a
See,
substance
me getting to stuff like this, all this stuff, it interests me very much.
that comes from your medulla, which is basically completely looks like.
It's like, damn, what's the truth?
Has angel's wings around it, the whole thing. The medulla shape.
Now, is this one like?
So this substance comes from your medulla, makes the trip down your spine to your sacrum, which is Christ coming down into human form. And if you don't squander that essence, that sexual essence, it ascends again and goes back up to heaven, which is your thing. It's also the story of Santa Claus. What comes down the chimney is because this juice or this whatever substance actually passes what's called the cloudstrom, is where they got Santa Claus. So it goes down the chimney and back up. I think he probably saved it, so that he could be clear, so he could be sharp. Actually, Gnosticism is really about. Gnosticism is really about.
People who believe in this biological alchemy claim it produces 3 undeniable physical results: skin rejuvenation, a waxy porcelain glow, eye vitality.
I mean, I'm not trying to come off harsh, but I'm not seeing the skin rejuvenation. I'm not really seeing the waxy porcelain. I'm gonna be honest. Like, maybe like we not looking at the finished result. Like, maybe this is like, what I'm saying, this is where it begins, stage 1. Cause I'm not seeing it right now. I'm just being honest. I'm seeing a man who has clearly aged, who still wants to hold on to his youthful looks, and he went and visited the plastic surgeon. I'm just being honest. That's just what I'm looking at. That's what I'm seeing.
A change in the fire or even the literal color of the iris, and cellular youth, a total reversal of the aging process.
And that's the thing too. Apparently, y'all know people can change. Y'all, it's a surgery for everything. I'm not saying Jim Carrey did this, but it's because then why change your eye color and not make it something more drastic? Like what you do, just make it like a shade lighter. But anyways, apparently you can change your eye color too, which is crazy and dangerous, because there has been stories about people, losing their eyesight. I'm just like, why not just go get some contacts? The last time I wore contacts was like in high school. Yeah, it was like in high school. I'm just like, if you want to change your eye color, because I get it, we all be want to switch up the look, express ourselves in different ways. I'm all for that. But why not go get some contacts? I don't know though. Maybe he felt like it's not very manly to just be shopping around for eye contacts because you want to change your eye color. You know what is manly though? Let's just risk it all. Let's just risk going blind and getting our eye color changed. Maybe that's what he thought. If he got his eye color changed, I don't know.
Jim Carrey admitted to this process himself, and this is exactly why his 2026 look is so jarring. By balancing his internal masculine and feminine energies, he has physically manifested the divine androgyne, a state where the hard, jagged edges of manhood melt away into something much more fluid, serene, and unrecognizable. To understand why Jim looks the way he does now, you have to look at the last decade of his life through the lens of Gnosticism. He has been performing a 3-step occult ceremony, the magnum opus, right in front of your eyes. Most people see a midlife crisis. I see a man meticulously following an alchemic blueprint for transformation. Stage 1 was the Negrado, the blackening. This is the rotting of the ego. In 2015, the silly, cheerful Jim Carrey died. He grew that heavy gray beard and told E! News, "There is no me. We're just a cluster of tetrahedrons moving together." He looked haggard and dark because the lead of his old life was being burned away. Stage 2 was the albedo, the whitening. The ego is dead, so the vessel must be washed. During this period, Jim retreated into his arts, talking about Christ consciousness and integration. This is when his face started to change. The jagged masculine lines began to soften as he integrated what Gnostics called the anima, the internal feminine. The rebuto, also known as the reddening, which is the stage of rebirth. The man who stepped onto that stage in Paris is the rebus, the divine androgen. This is why his features are unrecognizable. He has traded a rugged masculine structure for a luminous feminized look. Now, is this all plastic surgeries and colored contacts? It's likely. In fact, I think most of it is.
That's what I think.
But here's the reality. I believe he got those surgeries because he truly believes he has reached enlightenment. He wants his physical face to reflect the perfected vessel he thinks he's become. To the world, it looks like a cult mumbo
So he's
jumbo.
tricking
But
himself.
to Jim, he's been telling us exactly what he's been doing for 10 years. He wasn't silenced, and he wasn't replaced by a copy. He replaced himself. If you look across Hollywood in 2026, Carrey isn't the only one softening. We are seeing a massive wave of
I'm telling y'all. For people who get out here and say it is not no ABC agenda, didn't I tell y'all this why they say for those of us who got eyes to see and ears to hear, y'all gotta stop listening to everybody. Everybody ain't meant to be, as you would say, woken up, you know what I'm saying, brought to the damn light, you know what I'm saying? At this point, we gotta get to a point to where, like, I don't even want to talk. That's where I'm at with it. I'm gonna be real. I'm not here to try to convince nobody or nothing. I'm not here to, like, change nobody's mind on nothing. I'm here to speak on the shit that I'm peeping out here in society, and like what I'm peeping, I want to connect with the like-minded people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if some people get woken up to the bullshit along the way, coming across my videos, that's cool and all. But I don't want to talk to the people that's out here. You know what I'm saying? They which is fine. If you disagree, that's fine. But you will be ignored. You know what I'm saying? We giving them people too much attention too, because everything ain't for everybody, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. You gotta respect that, right? Everybody don't think the same. Everybody don't act the same. All of that, but I'm not here for those people. I'm not trying to talk to those people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to debate. Like, oh, if it sound crazy, you look crazy. That ain't true, and you taking it too far, or maybe whatever. I don't give a damn what y'all talking about. And I keep telling y'all, look, I'm gonna do that video. I promise y'all. I've just been waiting. It's just every time I think to do that video, because it took me a lot to do when I did that video about why I took my kids, which was my oldest child. He's the only one that's school age right now, out of school, and decided to homeschool him, y'all. That shit be pissing me off every time I even think about like doing that video, right? And like I said, I'm trying to wait until we get into our new house, because I need a dedicated room, because I know, especially when it comes to something I'm passionate about talking about, I start to get loud, and I'm not trying to make my whole house up. Don't mean to go on around over here, but y'all who rock with me, y'all know how I get. Y'all know how I go. We be going all around the country, taking back roads, side roads, detours to get back to the main topic. We here now. Let's go. Parking back to the main topic. All I'm gonna say is it is definitely agenda, and they getting to our kids through the motherfucking schools. They don't even. And then the crazy thing is, not only do you have adults out here that's not peeping game, they don't even realize, like, they don't give it good to them. That's good for the elites, because then it's easier for them to get to your kids and put this shit on them, because it's not us, it's not the adults that they more really trying to push this shit on. You know what I'm saying? What it is, and it's not. You know, they trying to get the adults to a point where they can accept it, so it's okay for y'all. So now y'all at a point to where y'all comfortable with them pushing this shit on y'all kids. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all these folks hide behind a moral reason, but it be a much sinister reason. That's why they doing this. They trying to hide behind this moral reason when it comes to this ABC agenda on some, oh, we want everybody to be accepted. We just trying to, you know, give people more recognition. That's all fine and dandy and all that, but that ain't. We all know that ain't the reason why you doing it. I know what I'm seeing, and I know what I'm peeping. Ain't no way in hell y'all supposed to be out here teaching no damn first graders about no damn ABC community and all this other shit, but the kids up there barely can read. Why don't y'all get back, put some damn teaching how to do taxes and balancing the checkbook in them schools? Put some damn gardening classes in there. Put some woodworking classes or something in these schools. It's so much other shit y'all could be in there teaching our kids when it come to in these schools that y'all not teaching, but y'all got time to add it to the curriculum about teaching them about some ABC community, confusing the damn kids. They first graders. They're first graders. I couldn't believe when they sit there talking about, oh, are you okay with this? And let me tell y'all something. I told them no. Do y'all know they still made my baby go to that class? And I'm not the only parent that decided to talk to other parents on base, and they found out the same thing through their kids. And that's bold as hell too, because then it's like, maybe they obviously got to be thinking like they taking a chance to where they like, maybe the kids won't tell their parents. They send a paper home. The paper they send home is like a feel good. These motherfuckers be up here I'm telling you, it is an agenda, along with some other shit, especially when it comes to the kids. I'm about to get on the kids. I'm about damn to do the video on y'all right now, because I'm about to get turned. Because when he said, I'm telling y'all seeing it in Hollywood. They put it in. They start off putting this in Hollywood, in entertainment, putting their plans and the truths and all of that in plain sight, hidden in plain sight. Like I told y'all, all these sayings are the sayings for a reason, telling us on the in these shows, in these movies and stuff, and then it trickle down into, you know what I'm saying, next, you know, now it's in the school systems and all of this, and these kids running around here confused as hell. Y'all parents know I'm not lying. I'm a parent, and I'll be, you know, I'll be around other parents. This is real life. This ain't the internet. I'll be around other parents. I'm hearing what the kids are saying at the park. Young as hell. Kids out here confused, saying something absurd, you know what I'm saying, inappropriate at the park. It ain't starting at no 16, no 13, no none of that. It's starting as young as like 6, 7, 8 years old. This new generation come up is different. I'm telling y'all. They put it in the damn cartoons. They put it in certain shit. Y'all need to leave to the parents. I don't give a damn about none of that, what they talking about. Let me get off that, because like I said, I'm about damn to do the video right now. I'm telling you, it's a whole list of shit that I sat down and wrote the pros and cons of sending my damn kids to public school versus homeschooling my kids. And homeschooling, the best thing you can do for your kids. I don't give a damn what people out here talking about. I don't care what people out here talking about. Like, they be having all these different excuses. My bad, y'all. I done took us on a detour. We have detoured from our destination. My bad. Let's get back to the video. It is definitely a ABC agenda out here, and they using the ABC community people to hide behind them with a moral reason. That's why they doing it. Like, they doing it for them to be accepted. That is not the real reason. I told y'all, and I'm gonna keep saying it. And I'm gonna keep saying it every chance I get. These folks use a moral reason to do some shit that the real reason behind it is sick and is sinister. I'm telling you. They done already showed us what they worship and what they really get down with. I don't know how much more plain it can get. It's definitely an agenda. Look.
Men in the industry adopting this androgynous aesthetic.
Look.
They tell you it's fashion.
Look.
They tell you it's breaking gender norms. But in the world of the occult, it's about power. By merging the masculine and feminine, they believe they're tapping into a primordial energy that the average person can't access. They aren't trying to be women, they're trying to be gods. Carrey, like many others, have been narrating this process right in front of us. This enlightenment comes with a price. To achieve the great work, you have to sacrifice your humanity. You become unrecognizable to the people who loved you. Jim Carrey was never against the industry. He was deeply involved in the industry's religion. When Carrey showed up to Kimmel making those triangle hand gestures and telling everyone the game is up.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
No.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it. Secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it. For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcom have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract.
This gotta be a laugh track. I refuse to believe that people be this, like, it's not even that, like, you know what I'm saying, dumb, because you know, we didn't all then maybe, you know what I'm saying, thought about something a different way versus as you get older. Because I'm telling you, the older you get, you do become wiser. Now, younger me, I was one of the people that thought, like, yeah, like, dang, look at Jim Carrey, you know what I'm saying, trying to expose the least and all of that. And then you start to, like, as you watch these people more and more, and you, like, you start side-eyeing. And then you like, okay, but then you exposing Cat Williams, another one. You exposing, but then I'm steady seeing you in movies, though. Like in Netflix specials and stuff. How you exposing the elites, but you steady clearly running with them because you still in that industry. You get what I'm saying? You get older and you start, you know what I'm saying, you start asking more questions. You start looking, you know what I'm saying, in a little bit more close. Then you start squinting your eye. You start side-eyeing, right? So it's not even meant to be like disrespectful, like, oh, how people can't see this either, because you got to also look at the stage and the mindset people are in during that time in their life too. Because like I said, as you get older, you're supposed to, you know what I'm saying, become wiser, and be able to look at things from a different angle and different perspectives and stuff, right? So my opinion on one thing today versus my opinion on that very same thing 10, 20 years from now it's very possible that it could be, you know, very different or whatever as you experience and go through our life more. Which is another reason why I was telling my husband this the other day. Excuse me. I am of the belief that people who do not seem to like change as they get older, and I'm not talking about like completely change in a way like who are you and nothing like that. I'm talking about just the natural way, like I said, as you get older, you might have a different perspective or opinions on things. It don't have to be all things. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like I said, the saying goes, as you get older, you become more wise, or you may move differently, do things differently, whatever, right? But I'm convinced that people who don't, it has to be on purpose at this point. Like, you have to be trying to stay the same and not grow and change and elevate or whatever on purpose, because it's damn near like, it's not even anything that you really have to do to make the change happen. Like, you do, but you don't. It's almost like it's inevitable. You get what I'm saying? Because you're going to continue to go through our life and have different experiences and all of that or whatever, right? So it's like, how do you just be going throughout life and still be the exact same person with the exact same mindset you had like 20, 10, 15, 16 years ago? You get what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But yeah, all in all, like I said, I was one of them people, like, when I was younger, that was like, oh, okay, look at Jim, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't they say that Jim Carrey... Damn, dang that in here. Didn't they say that Jim Carrey, he lost his son? If I'm not mistaken. And it was like, dang, was that because... Wasn't that Jim Carrey? They said lost his son due to a robbery. It's been apparently a couple people who done lost their kids to, you know, the same type of situations. In Hollywood, and y'all know they say there ain't no such thing as coincidences. I don't know, you know, it's either seem like something to do. I don't know, man, but I could have sworn that was Jim Carrey. So I was like, dang, was that because he was supposedly be exposed in Hollywood or something like that? But like I said, as you continue to watch these people and watch them, whatever, it's like, but you still in Hollywood though. So you clearly can't be doing too much exposing. But y'all know, like they say, they be playing. These elites be playing both sides. They be having those, what do they call them, y'all? Control opposition. They be having, and it's smart. It's smart. I'm telling y'all, we gotta, a lot of us gotta wake up to the fact of what we really going up against. These people ain't just thinking on old regular type of scale. Like, they in debt with the shit. So a lot of y'all that be just talking about, oh, it ain't that deep, it ain't that deep. That's why they be getting you. That's why they be getting us, because they depend on y'all to think just like that.
To make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy.
Really do be that deep.
So you don't know what's really going on.
He wasn't calling out Hollywood. He was admitting his participation. Look at his hands again. In Gnosticism, the eye in the triangle isn't just an occult symbol. It's the pineal gland, the very organ Jim says is being recharged by the sacred secretion. He wasn't mocking a secret club. He was mocking you for not seeing what was right in front of you. He was pretty much telling us he was a part of it too. Now fast forward to the Paris award show. Jim Carrey steps onto that stage looking like a complete different person. Out of nowhere, he begins speaking fluent French. While everyone was focused on his appearance, they didn't realize what he was saying is what truly mattered. He told the audience that his ancestor was a square, but tonight, he was coming full circle. This is the oldest alchemic riddle in history, squaring the circle. It means the physical, the square, has finally been merged with the spiritual. And if you look at the symbol for the great work, you understand what he means by this. He's telling those who know the code that his great work is finished. The fact that he looks feminine or soft is simply the byproduct of the great...
Looking feminine, he look like a bad plastic surgery job. I'm just being honest, in my opinion.
work. What's truly interesting is that one of Jim Carrey's first big movies, The Truman Show, predicted all of this years ago. While The Truman Show seems to be a movie about a man finding out his whole life is a lie, designed for a reality show, in reality, the movie is a full Gnostic story. The whole movie was meant to represent Truman's Gnostic awakening, finding out that his life is a lie, and through the practices of Gnosticism, he was going to free himself from the Matrix. I won't go too deep into this here, but maybe a deep dive on The Truman Show would be a good video. If you want to see that, comment The Truman Show below, and if enough of you want to see that, I'll make sure that's the next video. At the 2026 Caesar Awards, Jim told us the square has come full circle. Whether you believe he's achieved complete spiritual ascension through the sacred secretion, or he's just a man who lost himself in symbolism, one thing is undeniable. The Jim Carrey we grew up with is gone. I want to know what you think below. Is this just plastic surgery, or did Jim Carrey go too deep into the esoteric that he lost himself? One thing is for sure, these celebrities are obsessed with immortality. If you want to see how the new TV show The Beauty revealed
Yeah, they is. I done told y'all. Shit, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, can you blame them? I ain't saying it's right, but I'm just saying, like, when you really think of it, they didn't work this hard to get, like, most people in life. You know, you be working hard to achieve, to get to these certain heights in your life, to achieve, just to feel like you have, you know, some financial freedom and stuff. And that's not really my bad. My youngest is up there, he crying. Let me see if he gonna go back to sleep. I need to be a little quiet, my bad. But let me whisper, y'all. They like, yeah, we work this hard, like most people in society, to reach a certain height, to get to a certain level, to feel like we got some sort of financial freedom, which, by the way, y'all, it's not real. It's not real. We be distracted with trying to work so damn hard, get all this money, and buy all of these material things to make us feel good about working this damn hard, and it don't even really matter. People still don't even be happy at the end of the day a lot of times, because they don't know true happiness outside of some chasing some damn money and material things, and it's not their fault. We've been, you know what I'm saying, basically programmed to idolize these things and stuff. We've all been guilty of it. Right? So yeah, with these celebrities, they like, we didn't work this hard to get to these certain heights, you know, amass all of this, like, I don't know, wealth and all of that, and this following and all of these luxuries and stuff in life, and you telling me I'm gonna have to die at the end of all of this, and I can't take none of this shit with me? And then, even if you believe in reincarnation, you starting over. They like, hell no. We need to get this, uploading your consciousness shit, booming and bumping and saying something right now. I'm telling you, that's how they be thinking. I know that's how they be thinking. Because like I said, it's like, can you blame them? I'm not saying it's right, but it's like, for real, that's how they be thinking. They like, you telling me I did all of this, and like they say, you can't take it with you. Ain't nobody saying going out here be a bum, don't have nothing. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't try to live your life comfortably. That's not what I'm saying. But like I said, a lot of people literally work themselves into the ground, like grinding and all that, to reach a certain height, just to feel that certain level of like comfortability and luxury and stuff. And then they get it and they be like, oh, okay. For real, I feel like when they get it, it's like, okay, that's it. Because that's not really where the happiness lies. I'm telling you. That's why y'all be seeing celebrities, or people just not celebrities, people that's just wealthy. You know, some of these people that's wealthy that are depressed. And I feel like those are the people who do not know true happiness outside of just having money and materials. So yeah, I'm not surprised.
Leads plan to live forever. Make sure you watch this video on The Beauty right now. For those interested in videos where I go a step deeper into this evil system, make sure to check out my latest Patreon exclusive. In that video, I uncovered the darkest revelations from the recent documents yet. If you're one of my members...
Alright, that's it for the day, y'all. My youngest is waking up. Not really, he kind of like going through his little, I'm on the ground, he gonna fall back to sleep eventually. But I finished this video just in time. Y'all see I'm whispering because I'm trying to be quiet enough for him to go and, you know, work through it and go back to sleep. He like, Mama, you need to shut up. Girl, I'm trying to sleep. My bad, baby, my bad. But I'm about to go ahead and hop off here, y'all. In my opinion, I believe that this is just the result of Jim Carrey tricking himself into believing that he has ascended, and just to take it a step further, you know, to really feel like he has ascended, he just went and got plastic surgery and possibly an eye color change surgery. But for sure, in my opinion, oh hell yeah, there's some plastic surgery going on there. Like, that's my opinion. I think he just did that, you know what I'm saying, to really you know what I'm saying, convince himself and sell it that he has in ascended like he believes in his mind. This is my opinion. But that's gonna be it, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Again, I post Monday through Friday, you know, on our calendar, y'all. On our calendar. And for specific uploads, check that in the description below. And then also I always post the link to the original video, YouTube videos or whatever, in the description as well to y'all. I'm about to go ahead and hop off of here and get ready for bed. Y'all have a good night, and also y'all have a good day tomorrow too.